Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Keith. I'm your GM, your Keeper of Secrets, and with me are the amazing cast of Echoes of Elsewhere. Today we have E.D. Jones
Hi there.
as
I am Rax Koshak, Dragonborn Bard, and somewhere in the back of my mind is a tiny little human named Vince.
also have Tony Keone
I am playing Iliot Nightrain, who is pretty upset about the world that we're living in now.
and Sean.
Playing Ivan Petrovich, the shortened version of himself, Artificer. It took me a moment to remember.
Okay. And Leah Sky.
And I'm playing Blake Kimberlich.
And then last but not least, the guy playing Professor Gregor
It's
is
me, Mario. Playing Father Gregor.
playing Father Gregor. All right, cool. And Vince, would you like to tell us what's been going on in the world?
So, what's been going on in the world? Well, we started out as characters who were barely aware that we were Cthulhu characters in a place called New Eden, just living our lives in an approximation of the real world that we all know and love, until a lot of things happened, and we ended up going through some mist and finding ourselves in a place called Barovia. At which point, Vince sort of receded into the back of his own head and found that something called Rax, a Dragonborn monk, Dragonborn bard, had taken over his entire mind and was now in control and knew this world. And it seemed like the rest of us didn't really have that kind of sudden change in personality, and we're struggling with it a little bit, and that's totally fine. But we had to try to solve the mystery of what was going on in this place called Barovia. Apparently there's a Count Stradvan Zarovich who's causing some trouble. We found some people in a pub who wanted to escape, leave town. We found a woman making mysterious pies, and we needed to get to the bottom of that. And eventually we were told that there's a woman named Mad Mary, and we were not happy with that moniker. So because it's very insensitive, so we all had thought of other kind of more polite ways of saying that. And anyway, she had said her daughter had disappeared, and she was very upset about that, reasonably so. We went in, we talked to her. She thought Rax was her husband because I cast a spell on her. And we learned that her daughter had run away in the night. And so we were investigating that. We heard wolves in the distance, and at which point Professor Gregor decided to jump out at a wolf through a window, and then combat started. We all discovered that we have certain combat abilities that we didn't necessarily know that we had. Some of us accepted them. Blake didn't know quite what to do with any of it and decided to sort of run away, which fair. And Rax, being a dragon, blew fire at one of the wolves and burned it, and also used some of his bardic abilities for the first time. And so we dispatched some wolves. There was some damage, some injuries, and then there were more wolves, so we decided to run away. And Rax grabbed up Mary, mentally unstable, mentally mental
health
crisis.
Deeply tragic personal incident, Mary.
There you go. Grabbed her up in a fireman's carry, and now we're running to somewhere quote unquote safe, and that is where we left it.
Perfect. And as you are, there are wolves moving through the streets of Barovia. Ismark is bleeding and wounded, leaving a trail behind him. Blake also a little scratched up from the encounter. Professor Gregor, Father Gregor, somehow bulked up and threw the hammer down. You are running north through the town. You're getting to there's a small 3-foot tall stone fence around this house. There is a metal gate in it. The gate is hanging awkwardly off its hinges, and you go rushing through it. Ireena manages to get to the front. She gets to the door and unlocks it. There's a heavy padlock on the outside of the door, and she unlocks it and pushes the door open. Rax, carrying Mary over his shoulder, gets in the house. Blake, Elliot, you get in the house. Ismark is holding the end at the very end as Father Gregor and Ivan and Ismark all start to back toward the door, waiting to get inside of it as everyone's going inside. The wolves get to the edge of the small wall, and they stop. They start pacing back and forth. Ismark grabs you, pulls you in the house, closes the door behind you. You smell flowers when you come in the house. There's maybe roses, but there's another smell lingering just below it. The smell of rot, the smell of decay. You find yourself in a room, the main room of the house. And like many of the houses you've seen in Barovia, this house, the windows are boarded up. The doors are reinforced. There's furniture that is pushed against the edge of the doors so it can be easily slid in front of it. In fact, right now, Ismark is grabbing a heavy table and sliding it in front of the door that you just came through.
So, Ismark, these wolves come every night?
We haven't seen them in a week. Not since Father passed. That was the last time we saw any of the wolves.
What do you think brought them out tonight?
He glances over at his sister, and then he looks back at you, and he goes, I have no idea.
By the way, I'm putting Mary down. I'm not continuing to carry her once we're in the house.
She gets down on the ground, and she reaches for your hand. Jefferson, don't ever leave me.
I won't leave you. I let her take my hand. It's fine.
I think while people are talking inside Professor Gregor, I assume like the windows are boarded up, but there is like you could peek through the sort of boards, right? Or is it airtight in there?
You can peek through the boards. Yeah, it's not airtight.
Yeah, he's going to peek through the boards, and just keep an eye on the wolves that are pacing around outside and see what they're about. Seem to be about.
The wolves are pacing back and forth, circling around. Make a nature check for me.
Can I use guidance?
I think you can. You're investigating this. You have a little bit of time.
All right. It would have been 10 normally, but with a roll of a D4. Oh man, it's an 11. Thanks. Thanks to the divine beings.
You see these wolves prowling the area, and you look down the street where you had been running, and earlier there were lanterns kind of guiding the way. That street is dark. The lanterns have been extinguished.
Well, can we just ask the locals, like, why are the lanterns going out? What is happening over there?
Ismark goes, it's not safe out there. We need to stay in the house. Just go around and make sure everything's locked up. There's no windows, no doors. Everything needs to be barricaded. And he leaves the room, scurrying off to do exactly that.
I would say, Mary, I need to help him with that. Just stay here and yank myself free of her and go help.
I think in this moment, in this setting, Ireena does let you go. She has her doll. She picks it up and she sits on the floor and starts running her fingers through the hair on the doll. She hasn't been sobbing for at least the last 5 minutes. Ireena comes over. I apologize for my brother. He's not been dealing with this well since the death of our father. I apologize for myself. We should have told you more. The Count is looking for me. He sends the wolves to harass me. There were times where they came night after night after night. I'm afraid that's what caused my father to pass. The stress of dealing with these constant harassment from the Count. And I hope they stay out. But sometimes they stop at the fence. Sometimes they try and get in.
Sounds like a lot to go through. Why?
He wants me to come with him of my own will.
So he could take you at any time, but he's...
Look at the walls we have here. He could break through this.
Just the overwhelming sense of depression from everybody here tells me that you all believe he is all powerful. No one can remember his face. This is his land. How many other...
We know exactly what he looks like, but he can go in disguise. He can wear faces of others.
I was wondering why they wouldn't cross the threshold. I wonder if the strictures that apply to vampires themselves also apply to their minions?
It isn't. It's just part of the game he plays. Sometimes they scratch at the doors. They try and break into the windows. Sometimes they just circle out there and howl and let us know they're there.
Sort of an I Am Legend, then.
I don't understand the reference.
That's okay.
Have you tried a restraining order?
On whose authority?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I haven't seen. There's literally no one here that does anything.
No,
You're right.
the authority is the vampire lord.
Oh, yeah. It's like when a judge commits a crime.
Yeah, it's like trying to get a restraining order against the judge. Yeah.
We've investigated ourselves, and there's no evidence.
No wrongdoing occurred. Gotcha. All right.
If the judge was a, powerful vampire, I suppose.
So meanwhile, I think Vince is out there with Ismark working on the windows and just talking to him, just saying, tell me more about what's going on with your sister.
Rax, as you follow Ismark out, you go into what appears to be a study of some sort. Definitely a study. And in the center of it is, laying on the floor, is a wooden box. And it is surrounded by flower petals.
I mean, I'm not going to just run up and open it. I would just say, what's that, if you want to tell me?
It's where my father has been resting while we wait to bring him to this.
When you say
church.
Wooden box, you mean casket?
Yes.
Okay.
Big wooden.
That was not
big
clear.
wooden box. Big wooden box. Big,
The last wooden box.
I'm glad
if
you
will.
didn't run up to it and open it. It's like, oh, hey, a bit awkward.
Oh, that's a dead guy.
Sir, are you all right?
Poke, 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 poke. No, I'm sorry. It was not clear that it was a box. So retcon. Yeah, I would say, is that where your father is resting? I would take a second. I want to take a second and silently bow my head and close my eyes and say a prayer to a dragon god that I can't think of the name of right now for the soul of this person. And then I'll come back to him.
Cool. You do that. Ismark is moving from room to room, checking windows, checking doors. They are secure. It looks like this is something he does fairly regularly, checking to make sure that the house is locked down and safe.
Okay.
When you're checking with him, and he stops, and you are in a small bedroom. There's a piano there. There's two small beds, a couple of chests, and he sits down on one of the beds. I hoped we were through with this. I understand there's a church in Falaki that's protected from Strahd. Those who go there are protected from his sight. if I can get my sister there, maybe she'll find peace.
Well, and that's what we were talking about when we first met you, was helping your sister get there. And I think that's still the plan, but I believe our group wants to solve the larger mystery as well. So tell me a little bit more about why Strahd wants your sister so much. Wait, do I know that? I wasn't there when that discussion happened. Tell me more about your sister and what's going on with her.
The devil Strahd he's attacked us over and over and over, and the first time he caught her by surprise. She was out in this village by herself, and we found her wandering around the next morning, blood dripping from her neck.
Okay, so Strahd did bite your sister, or one of his minions did.
I believe it was him.
So
twice, and I was.
Sorry.
I believe it was twice.
And the intention is to turn your sister into a vampire?
His intention? I don't know what his intentions are.
Well, I'm just logical thinking here. You know, he's a vampire. He wants more minions. Probably biting her is a way to try to turn her into something like him, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how do we stop that from happening? It's a question. Besides barricading ourselves in, which is a fine solution in the short term, but my question is Barovia isolated in the world? Are there not other kingdoms that we could go to for help, for military help, to try to overthrow this madman?
You've seen the mist that surrounds our village. The mist is a barrier. If you wander in it, you'll start your eyes will burn, your throat will burn, you'll be lost, disoriented. If you're lucky, you'll find your way out. If
so
not,
there's no way to mount some kind of military assault on Strahd, is what you're saying.
It's why we didn't go looking for Gertrude.
Yeah.
If she got lost in the mist, she's truly lost.
Sounds like a very tricky situation. There has to be some solution, though. Is there anything else you can tell me? Any other kind of clues? Any information, no matter how mundane, that you think might help?
Yes. My father passed away. Children have seen a large group of Vistani and other people dressed strangely out in the forest at the edge of the mist. The priest has been in isolation for weeks on end. The old woman with the pies.
Right. We know about the windmill and the children who go to the windmill. Is there any more information about that? Do we know?
Don't eat the pies. Don't eat the pies no matter what.
I already knew that. Never eat mysterious pies. Mysterious, suspicious pies.
Northwest of here is the Tesser Pools, and that's where the main Vistani camp is.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that word.
Tesser.
What was the other thing?
Pools.
Pools. Pools.
Yes, it is. It is it's a small lake.
Okay, the Tesser Pools.
The Vistani.
I didn't think it was Olympic.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the Vistani have their camp.
The Vistani have their camp there. They have a wise woman who knows how to move through the fog, through the mist.
Okay. All good info. Okay, shall we rejoin the others?
Yes. Yeah. I just needed a moment.
Absolutely.
And you're looking at him. He has scratches. He has been bitten. She was on death's door for a moment there, until healing word was given to him.
All right, well, then I'll sit down kind of next to him and I'll say, are you okay? I mean, not just physically, but mentally. Are you okay? Is there anything I can do?
Once my sister's to safety, I'm going to try to make a difference here, to try and... I heard your friend say, is there nothing we can do for Mary? And we should have something to do for Mary. We should have something to do for the missing kids. We should be able to do that.
Exactly, yes.
I don't know how we're going to do it. So many of the people here have lost their hope. They go through life as if their soul is empty.
I'll put a comforting hand on his shoulder and say, we're going to figure it out.
He relaxes for the moment. Because first things first. Let's get my sister someplace safe.
Absolutely. I think that's a good plan. And then I think the next step is probably to go investigate that windmill, perhaps the lake. Those are two very good leads. And see what we can do from there.
And then we'll fade back to the main room where Ireena and Mary are, and Mary is sitting on the floor. She's rocking back and forth. She's stroking the doll. Ireena has gone into a side room, and she's brought out food and drink for you. And we're talking water, cheese, some dried meats, some small underdeveloped apples. But she sets them down. It's because it's not much. Sometimes it's hard to get supplies in here, but you're welcome to what we have.
Where do you keep your? Where do you store your water?
We have a well out back. We bring it in with buckets, and I have a barrel in our kitchen where I store the water so I don't have to go out and get it, especially at night.
Oh, where is the barrel? Oh, kitchen. One moment. We'll head to the kitchen. How's the barrel looking at the moment?
Like a barrel? What are you
No
talking
water.
How much water is in it?
It's about 3/4 full.
Okay, then that's fine. Never mind. I was just checking.
Yeah, it's a wooden barrel. It looks like at one point this was probably something that someone had brought like a keg of ale into town, and they just repurposed it.
Okay, fair enough. Just making sure that's all copacetic. Then Ismark. Let's have a look at you. I do have a. Oh, sorry.
He's not there. We're still
Where is
upstairs
he?
talking.
He's
Upstairs.
wandered off. Him and Vince have wandered off into a back room.
Okay, we'll deal with him when we have to deal with him. I have a mechanical question. Are we doing normal long rest, short rest, like a day to long
Yes.
rest? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, then I'll approach the lady who seems to have injured herself.
Mary?
Mary? Mary,
Mary,
tragic
yes.
personal instant Mary, who seems
Yes.
to...
Yeah, she pulled that knife back and it just stuck into her shoulder as she tried to get it away from Jefferson, also known as
I
Vince,
see.
also known as Rax.
How bad is it? Like, what's the damage?
It's a pretty deep cut into her shoulder, and her arm the blood is still seeping ever so slightly, but it looks like it'll heal on its own with probably like minimal limitation in her arm movement.
Okay. Then back to the watch, I suppose.
So, you guys do magic now and can fight giant wolves?
I don't know. I think maybe this staff here has some kind of a component in it that is doing something. I'm not 100% sure what it is. I'm going to probably investigate it in a second. However, are you okay? You don't look so hot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, wolf got me pretty good.
Here, let me take a look. And I'm going to like look at her arm, and I'm going to be like trying to like figure out what's going on, but out of my hands, a very slight green glow starts to happen, and your wound starts to close up as I cast my cleric initiative, Cure Wounds. And you get 6 plus 3, so you get 9 health back.
Nice.
And I pull my hands back quickly, like, what was that? As your wounds start closing, because it's like I didn't even notice the glow.
How healthy does that put you?
Almost back to normal. Like,
Nice.
I feel a lot better. I think you did that, though.
I was just examining the wound. It just started closing on its own.
It's like it'll be a new scar for this person I'm in, but yeah, I feel that's a lot better. Thanks.
And how are you? Like, things were a little shaky there, and I noticed that an arrow went into a barrel at some point.
Yeah, your guys are doing cool stuff with hammers and magic, and I found a crossbow. I tried to shoot it, and I don't know how to use a crossbow, so it didn't go very well.
Well, something I'll say is things seem to just be like naturally happening for me. I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but maybe when those instances happen, let your body act on its own and see if, because you got to protect yourself. Like, if we weren't all there, that would have been dangerous.
A steel defender nudges Blake from behind and kind of encircles you a little bit to let you know that you're protected.
Ow.
Hey, buddy.
Just let's just make sure we take care of ourselves, and like let's keep an eye out for each other. I know I kind of ran away there, but I was making sure to keep eyes on everybody at all times. So
You got that wolf off me, so
I couldn't have done it without your eyes, Elias.
I feel like we have some pretty powerful new things, but I don't know that they're strong enough to handle a vampire lord when wolves can be an issue and almost take us out in a couple bites.
yeah, I'm starting to feel a little bit more concerned about what's going on now. This is looking a lot more grim than even what it appeared to be before.
I kept thinking we'll get out, we'll come here, we'll solve something, get out, but these people seem to have been stuck here a really long time, and they're all very depressing to be around. I don't want to turn into that.
From what I can see, we have roughly 3 concerns on our plate. One is what we came here already doing, which is clearly the people who we were tracking into this world are still here, and we need to find where they are. The second concern that we came across was the young lady here is being tracked by a very powerful vampire lord who needs to be taken to safety. The third is this missing teenager that we've come across, and we should do all we can there. Relative urgency, I think, is replaced here with we can't do something for all of these at any given point. I'm not sure we can do anything for any of these now while we're surrounded by wolves. Though, I mean, in a flash, we could maybe make a break for it. But
I think we're stuck
in the
here
morning
tonight.
for tonight. In the morning, we can try to find more information about the 16-year-old, see where those tracks went. I don't know if we could go to where we last saw that was last reported that the missing people were, and try to track them similarly. We might have slightly better luck with them because the tracks might be more recent, though. I obviously wouldn't know how effective we could be at that. And the escort, we just have to do that, I suppose. I don't know how far away these places are. I don't have a map.
That's a good question. Like, how far is this village we're supposed to take you to, Ireena, versus, say, the windmill? Do we go to the windmill, get the kids, bring everyone to the new village? How far away do we have to take you?
Those are fantastic questions. The village of Valaki is fairly decent decent distance from us. The town, the windmill, is going to be much closer for everything. So if we look at this, we have a map, and each of the hexes on the map basically represents a quarter mile.
Oh, I forgot. Fourth concern: we need to figure out if they're turning orphans into pies. That does seem like we should figure out if that is happening.
Can we say at this point that Ismark and Rax return to the group?
Yes, we can. It's about 12 miles. We can easily get to Valaki within a day. The windmill is about half of that journey.
And is it on the way?
It's on the way, but we'd have to make a slight detour to get to it.
I think one mission at a time, y'all.
That's what I'm thinking.
Get the sisters safe, then figure out the mystery.
Which one? There are 3 other mysteries.
Well, all of them.
You said one mission at. Listen,
that's
one
what
mission
I'm
at
saying.
a time.
Well, okay, all right. Modify. No one expects a Spanish Inquisition. Our main weapon is surprise. Surprise and fear. Our 2 main weapons are. What I mean is, we should get the sister safe first, and then figure out what the next thing is. Whether it's handling the windmill. Ismark was telling me that the Vistani have a camp near a lake. The pools. I forget the name of them again.
The Tesser Pool.
The Tesser Pools. And they have someone who can perhaps help us navigate the fog. The fog is really the issue. If we get lost in it, it's apparently detrimental to the health. And you just get lost in it. So the question is, does the fog is ever present during day and night? And is it possible to get through it to get to that village that the sister needs to get to?
The fog is always there. It never goes away.
Okay. But we can get through the fog to get to that village?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
I'd like to suggest that maybe the missing kids are a higher priority than getting Ireena to safety. Like, if there's a risk of them being turned into pie.
Yeah. I think that, and I mean, it's potentially any moment for the missing teenager and our missing party are also, though we can't do much for the missing party goers now, and I hate to triage here, but if the missing, it's not looking good for the missing teenager. Even now, we might be able to do something for the remaining orphans.
Hey, maybe let's lower our. Maybe we should enter another room. Let's go to another room to talk.
Sure.
Oh,
He seems to be oblivious to everything that's going on at the moment.
Yeah, and I look directly at Mary. I'm just like, let's maybe just. And he just pushes one of the doors open.
She seems to be in her own world, but I take your point.
So you're saying we investigate the orphans at the windmill first, and then that's our first step.
I think that's. I agree with Blake. I also saw out there Ireena. She knows how to wield a weapon, so she would also be a good asset to have when we go to this windmill. She also knows the area much better than us, and if it only adds a little bit to the trip, I think that maybe we start with the windmill. Maybe we find out all's on the up and up. We stay there, and then we head out in the morning from there.
Let's see how Ismark feels about that. I mean, and how his sister feels about that.
Let's let Ismark sober up, but I think we can talk to Ireena about it now. All right, huddle over.
Do you want to take the lead with talking to Ireena?
Sure. I'll start walking back out. flag her down. Hey, Ireena.
Yes.
So we were talking. We want to be able to help you get to this village, but we're very concerned about the windmill and the children that are going missing and just the general vibe there. So I think we want to stop there first, and I wanted to know if you were interested in joining us, finding out what's going on there, making sure everything is okay, and then from there we'll head to Balaki.
Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, if we can do something, just before you go in there all crazy like, the sisters have been taking care of kids for generations.
Yeah, it feels like it's a good midway point. I
don't know. You probably don't know this. I lived with the sisters for a short period of time. They took me in when I was found wandering in the forest. They took me in, and I would probably still be there now if it wasn't for my father, the Burgermeister, taking me in, adopting me, and I don't know why. He just showed up one day and invited me into his home, and Ismark was here, and I've been here ever since. But the sisters took good care of me.
Well,
then
that's
I think
good. Then we shouldn't have any trouble going over there. It's just there's an insane connection we're making between pies with bone meal in them and what's going on at the windmill.
even then, let's just say
Does
everything
she
is
look
good.
concerned, like she already knows what we're hinting
Make
at?
an
or,
insight check.
Thank you.
Might be able to do. Do we want to do one better than insight check?
I'd love for you to do something better than an insight check, as I announced that I rolled a 3.
I got
think,
no more spell slots.
I think I have spell slots, but I can also just use my what's it called? They've changed it because it's no longer just channel divinity. That's it. It's no longer just turning undead. It's also I get to freely cast a spell, which is
How many times can you do that?
I can do that twice. It's a use of channel divinity.
Yeah,
I
how
got
many
it.
uses do you have?
How many uses of Channel Divinity do you have?
I have one left.
You have one left? Okay.
Yeah, but I might just use a spell slot now because I think I might have more uses for channel divinity than I do for the second level spell slot at the moment. Even though the divinity regenerates faster, but I'll just use the spell slot for now because I can't find where the thing is. So,
What's the spell?
the spell is detect thoughts.
Oh, nice.
So I can sense the presence of thoughts within 30 feet, but I can also instead read thoughts. So one creature I can see within 30 feet. I can learn what is most on the target's mind right now. If the target doesn't know any language and isn't empathetic and knows nothing, that specific ability doesn't have a saving throw. It's just learning surface thoughts so whatever they're like. If someone answers a question, whatever they're actively thinking about is the.
When you're asking Ireena about the
windmill and
the windmill and the sisters, she's a little protective. She's a little protective about it. She's heard stories, she's heard the rumors, and she knows what people are afraid of. But she also knows that there are a lot of people in Barovia and throughout the greater kingdom of Barovia that work with the sisters to take in lost children and help them. And she's never been there before. I mean, she's never been there before since I was an adult. As a kid, she has, but she hasn't been there in years. And her memories of this are of a good, inviting place where families who had no other recourse were comfortable taking their kids there. but she also has a little bit of doubt.
And
Because of
I don't have
pies.
the information about the doubt, but Elliot's going to continue with. So let's just say everything is fine. It's a 12-hour. It's a full day's journey to Vallaki. If anything were to stop us along the way, that means that we are going to be caught out in the fog at night. But if we can make it to the windmill, and then go from the windmill go to Vallaki, we can split it across 2 trips, and we can stay safer. So if this is a good place for us to go, if you feel that this is a safe place, we can go there and rest there and have a little bit of safety from the incoming swarms.
That would probably be okay. I think that'd be all right. And her surface thought is she's never seen, other than the sister, she's never seen any adults in the orphanage.
Mm.
So, but there's a big open field out in front of it. So, yeah.
Say, I don't mean to pry, miss, but have you met fellow
Former orphans?
who have been adopted and returned to the village after their time with the sisters?
No, I don't think so. I think most of them end up going to Vallaki.
I see. So none, zero, absolutely no other person has returned to.
Periwinkle, I think Periwinkle, he's older than I am. I think he was there at the orphanage for a while. Now he works at the general store and does
but
odd jobs.
No one after you.
No.
No.
None of the kids that were there when I was there. I've never seen any of them again.
If you have any other friends, we can maybe you can meet up with them again when we make it to Vallaki. And he's trying his best to not to remove suspicion, remove the idea of we're suspicious now from her. I would hate for a scenario where we go there and come in hot, and then she decides that we're against them and she joins them. So I'm trying to avoid that kind of a confrontation.
Make a persuasion or deception check, depending on which approach you want to attack this with, and let me know.
Well, actually, yes. That is a 23.
23. And what was that?
That's a
Persuasion?
deception. Yeah. I feel like I'm lying to begin with, but I also have a better score there, so.
Okay. So she's like, this sounds great. If we get there, maybe I can find out who was there with me and get some names, and we can look for them in Vallaki. I'll let them know where we're going.
Yeah, and then also it's always easier to start a new life in a new town when you know people. So.
And she looks, for the first time in a while, she looks a little bit excited about the prospect of leaving her home. I guess if you'll excuse me, I'll go ahead and start packing some things up, get ready for my trip. Let me show you the rooms. And there's an upstairs to this place, but there's downstairs there are several bedrooms that are available, and I just gotta find it. Yeah, there are 3 bedrooms available downstairs. One is 2 beds and a piano. It appears to be a guest room of some type. Another room is a single bed with a storage unit, and it appears to have been also a guest room. And then there's another bedroom that has a large master-sized bed on it. But that one you suspect was probably the previous burgomaster's room. It is built more like a suite that you'd expect to see at a hotel than a room. I mean, it's got a couch, it's got a fireplace, it's got a desk. It's really well appointed. All of the rooms are well cared for. The windows are boarded up.
So Elliot has a brief moment of Elliot seeping through, and he just goes and assumes the large suite room is the one that was booked for him, kind of thing. So he just walks in and starts unloading his stuff, sits on the bed. Oh, oof. That was a day.
And Rax says he realizes that Mary is going to want to sleep in the same room as him, and he doesn't want that, but he sort of accepts it. So he
It
picks
starts
the
with
one.
cuddling, and you wake up to her wringing your neck.
No, I'm going to pick the room with two twin beds and put her in the other one. I'd just say, it's okay. This is where we're staying tonight, and it's 2 twin beds. You don't have to touch me all the time.
I threw you on Roll20. I threw you onto another map, so you have an idea of what the house looks like.
Oh, I thought I'd changed my token. Oh, well.
And as you are there, as you're picking out the beds, once more you hear scratching at the doors, at the windows.
I'm going to go around and make sure everything's secure.
Mary goes to one of the windows and screams. It's not a wolf. A small, in those little cracks that you could see earlier when you looked out the window, a rat pokes its head through. Then another one, and then another one, and another one scurries into the building and starts to flood the room where you're at. So with that, let's go ahead and stop for night. We'll figure out what you're going to do with a bunch of rats coming into the building.